Hey everyone, welcome back to BTM Scale Modeling, and yes, getting back to week 13 on the Shuttle Discovery and week 4 on the Axanar starships. Wasn't really too bad a week. I got a lot of things I wanted done, and then I also had a lot of frustrating things happen with the builds, and that's always going to happen. You want it to go one way, and then everything, you're like, oh yeah, and then all of a sudden you do another, and it's like, what the heck? And then you have to go start again. So I won't take away from the video on that, but just so you know, there will be sound. I'm not going to say which build. And there will be lights. I'm not going to say that either. But as always, if you are new to my channel, please click on the subscribe button. Click on the little bell and you'll know when I upload. And thank you to all my subscribers, new, everyone. Thank you. It really means a lot. And if you have questions on why I did something a certain way, why I painted something a certain way, or why I was doing something a certain way, or hey Buck, great job, or hey Buck, what the heck were you thinking, or hey Buck, I see your frustration, try this, I've done this and it helps. Please, any of those, put them in the comments, and I usually answer within 12 to 24 hours. So with that, let's see what I got done this week. Good afternoon and welcome back to the bench. Getting a late start today because I had to go visit with my psychologist, but don't worry, I did do work yesterday. Monday's kind of just my go get it zone day, but getting more of the decal. Alright, let me change that exposure real quick because white light and white kits suck. Let me see there. Okay. So yes, coming on, and I got that. So I'm going to keep working on decals, and give me just a second, get that out of the way. And I've gotten pretty much everything ready for the bases. I got stands cut for the bases and getting all that, but I did get more. I got these guys in. Let me turn that back up. Now, darn thing. Tell you what, and I'm getting to the point where I need to close. I'm going to close this up, and I know I did use epoxy sculpt, but I ended up taking quite a bit of it off. It just wasn't setting right, and when I go to clean it just wasn't doing what I need to, so I probably put it on too thick. But I was able to get these guys cleaned up, and trust me, there'll be more. But my plan is to have the D6 I'll hopefully close it up today, so that will be ready for finishing, work on it, and start getting on the Aries and more of these kits. But that's what I did, guys. So let me get a couple more decals onto the shuttle, and then I'll get back on the Aries, and I'll be back when I have more to show. Well, good Wednesday morning, and yes, back to work. So let me show you real quick. So the booster rockets and the fuel tank are all together now, and I also drilled in a couple of put these little brass rods in to help give it strength on when I set it up on the build. But it also does another thing, because like I said, I drilled some holes to fit it, but allows me to do what I have left to do to this, which is basically I'm going to do a little weathering, not much, but give it that little look, and then get the matte coat so I can do this, and get it turned around like I need to. Also, got a few more decals done, but which is really kind of cool. Started getting camera, started getting those on, started getting stuff here for the wing and all that. So that's one mission today. But the next mission, the one I didn't get finished that I said I wanted to get done yesterday, and then things happened, is I want to get the D6 finished and get it closed up and get to work on the Aries. So I think I'll take a break from this just for a few minutes and get started and see what I can get done on the D6. So I will be back. Good morning, Thursday, and yeah, I'm still working on the D6. I thought I had everything good to go, and then I was checking things and I forgot a very simple thing, because the board that I'm using has resistors in it. So I was checking one thing and I forgot to put a resistor on it to make sure it worked, and so it was a very frustrating day yesterday. And So I'm getting things cleaned up. That's what's going on here. So I can, and then I had things like the clear fiber optic that I had going out to here broke, so I had to take things apart, redo it, and so yes, I was very frustrated yesterday. But hey, that does, and it will always happen. Biggest thing is take a break, walk away for a minute, and then come back and get to it. So that's what I'm doing. So I had to take this off. I'm redoing the LEDs into the thruster engines. Got a lot of things going great, so that's where I'm at right now. Just trying to get things working, or trying to fix things again. But yeah, so it's fun. So I'm going to keep putting this together, and I will come back and I will show you what I mean when I go about testing things, and why sometimes it's better just to test with the board than trying to test each one, that because you'll do like I do, you forgot, oh crap, oh I forgot to put a resistor on it. So let me get some things done here some more, and I'll be back and I'll share with you. Good morning, Thursday, and yeah, I'm still working on the D6. I thought I had everything good to go, and then I was checking things and I forgot a very simple thing, because the board that I'm using has resistors in it, so I was checking one thing and I forgot to put a resistor on it to make sure it worked, and I had. So it was a very frustrating day yesterday, and so I'm getting things cleaned up. That's what's going on here. So I can, and then I had things like the clear fiber optic that I had going out to here broke, so I had to take things apart, redo it, and so yes, I was very frustrated yesterday. But hey, that does, and it will always happen. Biggest thing is take a break, walk away for a minute, and then come back and get to it. So that's what I'm doing. So I had to take this off. I'm redoing the LEDs into the thruster engines. Got a lot of things going great, so that's where I'm at right now. Just trying to get things working, or trying to fix things again. But yeah, so it's fun. So I'm going to keep putting this together, and I will come back and I will show you what I mean when I go about testing things, and why sometimes it's better just to test with the board than trying to test each one, that because you'll do like I do, you forgot, oh crap, oh I forgot to put a resistor on it. So let me get some things done here some more, and I'll be back and I'll share with you. Good morning, it's Friday, and yes, back to the bench. First, I want to apologize with not having much recorded so far this week, because I get into a zone, and then if I get frustrated or I'm trying to figure something out, I forget that I'm also making a video for you guys. So I apologize. So as I said yesterday, I had to rework things, and it's helping clean this up a little better than it was, and two, it makes sure I test everything. And remember, if you do with the board, give me one second, let me grab that and I'll show you. Okay, so the board I'm using is this one. Pretty good size. And on the instructions, you can look, because Technical Controls is really good about letting you know what resistors you need and what don't. In this board, I don't have to put any resistors in, and I made the clumsy mistake, oh let me test this, and yeah. But normally I like to put the boards inside the kit, and it draws down on the wires that need to come out. But alas, I cannot put this guy into this, so this will be going into the base. So plan today is finish up getting this wired and tested, and hopefully get it put together, put together. Then I'll be on to getting stuff cleaned up and ready for paint on this, and then I'm going to keep working on the others. Of course you know that. So, and I've also got some, my plan today is to give a showing for the week, and yes, there will be sound and there will be lights on certain things. So with that, guys, let me get back to work, and I'll show you before I close up so you can kind of see on doing this. But one big advice is lighting a kit, don't forget to respect it, because the minute you think, oh, I got this, that's when sometimes issues start going, and that's kind of what happened. And I was thinking, oh, I'm doing so great, and then boom, you know. So always double check your work, always triple check, especially when lighting, and making sure everything works. And so with that, guys, I'm gonna get to work and shut up. Alright, got a lot of the rewiring done, and like I was doing this morning, I already got it secured. Then I went to go start working with this, and because you saw I use that T.B.I weld epoxy, or Gorilla Epoxy, whatever it was. Let me find it. That stinky, sticky stuff. This. And it cracked. So I went with the old good standby. I went back to my 5-minute quick cure epoxy. So I've been letting this sit and cure up before I start working with everything else. And yes, impulse engines are on, this is on, and now I'm just, like I said, waiting for that to set up, then I'll get it all hooked up. But I have to go because I am going to, let me see if I can find it, wherever I put it. Oh, I put it in the box. But I got because this is a Cleon one, I'm going to do kind of a red backlight ground, and then I have a switch that will, when you turn the power on, it turns red. So I thought that would be really cool. But it's a little bit bigger than the ones I normally use, so I got to go make the hole just a wee bit bigger. But I'm happy because this is definitely gotten a lot better. And sometimes, like I said, sometimes, guys, just walk away, take a break, because the more you keep trying to fiddle with it, the more it keeps getting very, very frustrating. And so just walk away, take a break, breathe. That's what I did. And like I said, I'm just waiting on part to cure and get really nice, and then I'll start seeing how that's gonna get in it put together. But I'm going to go and have lunch first, so I make sure to give that a really decent amount of time to set. And it'll take 24 hours to really cure, but it'll set here in a couple hours or an hour or so, good enough to where I can work with it here. And so yeah, that's where we're at. And I'm working on the other sound that I'm going to share with you guys. But first I'm going to go eat and then come back to work, get this D6 squared up, get everything sealed, so I can actually start working on cleaning up and getting ready for paint. But after I get this one sealed, before I do paint, after I get cleaned up and sealed, before I do paint, I gotta keep working on the others, because I'm very much, I want to try to do as much as I can at the same time and not, you know, separate them. But first, my nemesis, the D6, will have her hole together. Keep fingers crossed. All right, base is good and secure now, and got most of the wire running. So I was playing with the computer board just to make sure everything's going great, and this impulse engine is not wanting to play nice. So I gotta get this squared away, and when I do, I'll be back and I'll share, guys. Alright, got it fixed, and I will share with you guys here in a bit. But did do testing again, and now I'm going to secure this. So when you go to secure something like this, do what the best, but definitely use a CA glue to take care of it. But I'm going to do a little bit on the back inside here, hopefully. Maybe I'll just put it on there. There we go. And then I'll do a little on the front. And then I'll go back in later with more glue, so I can secure it even better. And then just doing a little push down. Have my old handy dandy Q-tip, because something this tight, you're definitely going to want to be able to, and I will, I'm still going to grind down, but, I still got a lot of work to do, but make sure everything is going in, and if I need to, I'll you know, do a couple more drops into the area like so. And I'll use my handy dandy Q-tip to help wipe some of that off, because it's a tight spot. And you gotta always make sure your fingers are out of the way, guys. I do that a lot. But don't worry, it's going to clean up. I'm not too worried about how much, it's not very bad overhang. I can sand that down and recreate the detail. So that's cool for me. And I can get this all puttied and done. But here we have the bottom piece together. And trust me, guys, this is, you know, I know it looks bad, but it's going to look a heck of a lot better. Do not worry about that. So, let me get some things hooked up, and I'll share the lights with you. Or some of the lights, not everything, but some of the very awesomeness of the lights. So, give me a couple of minutes. Guys, here is this quick little look. And impulse engines, back of the warp nacelles, the navigation, and the strobe. Now I do have lights to other parts stay on, but I've been, you know, the craziness today. I'll take care of them later, but thought I'd share with you so far. So very, 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 very neat and cool. So with that, I'm going to take my camera outside and I'm going to show you the other surprise I was talking about today. Give me just a minute, guys. Alright, out here in my garage, because I finally got the top of the base for the shuttle Discovery and launch tower done. Got wires moved, and there will be the launch pad, trust me, guys, but I wanted to share this with you, and I think it's really cool. So let's look at that and have a listen. So you might have heard a little bit of sound, and the really cool thing is, because the reason there's this big hole is so I can adjust the volume where my client can. But okay, watch the wiring. Let me see if I can get in there. Steel, steel, steel. And I have not got this thing up loud. This is a nice comfortable level, and I'll show you the speaker in a second, but watch the wiring when this starts. Isn't that cool? There's that little bit of vibration, so it makes it feel more and more like a real launch. Awesome. Didn't even realize that, but I'm using a 3-inch speaker that's, I got 10 watt just to make sure it could do, but you know, Ralph and his team at Tenna Controls helped me. I sent them an email and asked for their help for doing this for my client, because it gives that much more realism. So with that, guys, I did get some decals done. I think I showed y'all. But with that, I wish y'all have a great and happy weekend. Safe weekend. Have a awesome and safe week next week. And I'll see you back on the bench. But let's do this one more time. Lift off. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright guys, see you next week.